Okay, so we're going to take a look at lesson 2, but before we do that, I just want to show you where I am going to be putting the answer key to the notes and answer key to the homework, because I'd like you to check your homework. A lot of you did a really, really nice job on the homework, so I want you to be able to check with my answer key. So I'm in the course, and if you go to classwork and scroll down, so this is where I'm going to be putting all of the notes, any video lessons, and then if I scroll here, you'll see something called Unit 1 answer keys. If you click that, there's an attachment, a PDF, and the first part of this is the answer key to the notes. And then after that, if you scroll, there's the answer key to the homework. So I'd like you to make sure you check. This should have been, looks like choice 2. I just didn't circle it. So question 1 was choice 2. And then just go through it on your own. There's only 3 questions. And make sure that you got the answers that I got. If you had any issues and you can't figure it out, email me and we'll go from there. Lesson 2 is going to be pretty short. It's just one question. We're going to look at a question that was a 6-point question on a Regents exam. So it was the very last question of an Algebra 2 Regents. I don't remember what year, but it could be similar to something that you might see on your test. Again, that's not going to be for a while. But let's take a look at it. So it says a major car company analyzes its revenue, R of X, and cost, C of X, in millions of dollars over a 15-year period. The company represents its revenue and cost as a function of time in years X using the given function. So here is a representation of revenue, and below that is a representation of cost. So the first question, the first part of this, asks us to write the profit as a polynomial in standard form. So yesterday I talked about how profit is revenue minus cost, and I used the example of like a lemonade stand. So revenue is how much you're bringing in from selling lemonade, where cost is cost of the lemons, cost of the cup, cost of whatever you need for your stand, and then the profit is the revenue minus the cost. That's what you've made, and hopefully your profit is positive. So we need to go ahead and do revenue minus cost. Okay, so I'll write it over here. 550 x to the third minus 12,000 x squared plus 83,000 x plus 7,000 minus, and I'm going to put in parentheses now, so I remember to distribute. And I'm probably going to run out of room here. Let's see if I can move it over. Okay. All right, so this parentheses lets us know that we need to distribute this negative sign. Okay, just so we don't waste time here, when all is said and done and we distribute and combine like terms, we should get negative 330 x to the third plus 9,000 x squared minus 67,000 x plus 167,000. So I went ahead and just distributed, so just to make it go a little faster. Okay, that's the first part. So that's our profit, and it's represented in standard form, descending exponential order. Second part of this says to graph on the set of axes below over the domain 2 to 16. So we're only graphing from 2 to 16, no more, no less. Okay, so the x-axis is going to be easy. It looks like we're just going to go 1 box, 1 unit, so I'll label that. And if you have your TI-84, you're definitely going to want to do this along with me, because in Algebra 2, you are going to have to change your window. Where we're dealing with kind of like real world situations. not everything is a 10 by 10 window. So we need to take the profit function p of x and go ahead and put that in our calculator. So I went ahead and did that already. I put it into y equals. And if I were to just hit graph, I'm not going to see anything because this is a 10 by 10 window. Let me take a look at the table. And I could see we want to graph from 2 to 16. I can see that it's very high, 66,000, 38,000, 21,000, 15, 17. It starts to go back up. So I kind of want to see what the highest value is up until 16. So it looks like 91,000. So probably about 92,000 is our highest. Okay. So 92,000, 91,990 is the highest value. So I need to try to make a scale that will include up to 91,990. I'm going to round that up to, let's round that up to, why did I do that? I'm going to round that up to 100,000. So 100,000. Let's just say we need to get up to 100,000. So let's take a look back at our graph here, and we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So let's say the highest I rounded up to about 100,000. So I have 10 boxes and I need to get up to 100,000. So if we did our 10 boxes and divided by our highest value, that would give us a scale. That would mean every box would be 10,000, and that would do it for us. So the best way to figure out your scale is to take whatever seems to be your highest value and divide by however many boxes you have. So we have 10 boxes to work with. So I just took the highest value of 100,000, I rounded that up, and I divided by 10. So that means every box is going to be 10,000. So we could do that scale. So 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100,000. All right, now it's just that's the hardest part. Now it's just a matter of plotting the points. So let's see, I'm gonna go back here. So 2 is about 66,000. So again, we're only graphing from 2 to 16. So 2 was about 66,000. I think 3 was around 38. Okay, let me go back. 4 is about 22. 5 is about 16. So 4 is 22. 5 was about 16. 6 is 17, 18, and then 26. 18 and 26. Okay. 38 and 52. Okay. 67 and 80,000. Okay. 89 and 92. $87, $73, and $47. 87, whoops. 73 and 47. Let me just get that last one. Okay. So I plotted all the points from 2 to 16. And now go ahead and connect. And there we go. So that is graphing it from 2 to 16. Notice how I did graph every point. I guess you could probably get away with graphing every other point, but listen, this was a 6-point question. You want to be as accurate as possible. Okay. Last part of this says, over the given domain, state when the company was least profitable and most profitable to the nearest year. Explain how you determined your answer. So obviously it's going to be least profitable when it's at its lowest value, and it's going to be most profitable when it's at its highest value. And we're rounding to the nearest year. So we could really just look at our table. I'm kind of looking at this here and I'm saying, looks like at 5, this is the least profitable. That's the lowest value. And right here to the nearest year is the most profitable. So I could see that that's at year 5. So year 5 is the least profitable, and year 13 is the most profitable. And we can get the exact values too, so I can go back to the table. Year 5 was about 15,750, and year 13 was 91,990. So that's our least profitable, most profitable. So we'll go ahead and just explain our answer. So I'm going to say something along the lines of the company was least profitable in the 5th year and most profitable in the 13th year. In year 5, the company profited 15,750, which was the lowest. In year 13, the company profited 91,990, which was the highest. And whoops. And that's pretty much it. So since this was a short lesson, I'm going to have you guys do a self-checking practice. So on Google Classroom, in classwork, you're going to see something called Lesson 2 Polynomial Operations Practice Activity. So if you click that, there's 2 things in there. There's a polynomial operations matching activity, and then there's a recording sheet. So the recording sheet, if you want to use this, this just has the questions there, and you can do your work on there. Or you could just do it on a scrap paper. It really doesn't matter. But if you click this, it's going to create your own copy. And you're going to want to open this up in Google Sheets. So if you're on a device, on an iPad, you want to open it up in Google Sheets. So I think you just click the top right, this little arrow right here, and then it'll give you an option to open in Google Sheets. So now you have to basically match it. So for example, this first question here, you're going to go ahead and do that and then figure out what the answer is. So I'm going to pick something that I know is not the right answer. So maybe you think it should go in here. So you would type 1 and hit enter. It's going to mark it as red because that's not the right answer. If you get the right answer, it's going to mark it as green, and it's going to kind of show this like little path from the question to the answer. So you just go ahead and go through, and it is self-checking, so you'll know if you get it right or wrong. Again, if you type in the wrong number, it's going to mark it as red. I'm not going to give you the right answer because I want you to do it. All right, and that's it. And then after that, if you have time, you can work on your homework, and then that's it. And that's it. All right, so have a good day, everyone.